Hello everyone and welcome to Roster Quest, the series of cringe-tastic videos where I'm going to show you how to make the best Super Smash Bros. Action figure collection that money could buy, or sometimes you'll have to make them yourself. This show will feature all of the playable characters from modern and past Smash games, and even a few extras. But first, I have to make the intro. Well, hello again everyone. It's me, your friendly neighborhood average man with a heart of gold and mind of bad intentions. I'm here today to bring you a special episode of Roster Quest. No, the series is not dead. The channel is not dead. I've actually been working really hard on it, but kind of going through a point where a lot of stuff's happening at work for the holiday hours, and there's always family and you have to buy presents and all that fun stuff, you know? I actually do have a few episodes already made, sitting on the back burner. They just haven't been released yet. Probably released about a week after this one goes up. I'd like to do it weekly, and I know I promised I would, but it seems like every time I make a promise, something always gets in the way, and then I get upset about it, and then I don't want to do the promise. So yeah, I made this monstrosity.
Garfield, you fat cat.
Can't even see it from there. Maybe you can. This episode we're going to be making Final Destination, like the actual stage itself. Figured it'd be fun. Nice little special for the holidays. Problem with this series is you can't really do specials very easily because the guidelines I've set up don't really allow it too much, unless it's like a boss character or something. Stay tuned. But I made a little Final Destination display to go with it, and I'm gonna run down how I did it. So let's get to it. I got a few supplies ready. I'm already kind of prepared for it. I went to Hobby Lobby, got everything I think I'd need for it. I got this, just some black poster board, foam board. Should be good, should be more than enough for what I'm doing, hopefully, if I really hope I don't run out. I got this. This is foamular. It's just purple. It's very easy to carve into, very easy to shape. I might use that for like the little blocks underneath it or something. Milliput. I'm not sure if I'll need to use this or not. I might need to for some of the finer details. We'll see. Now, the main paint I think I'm going to need is obviously the purple. The Final Destination is. It's almost like this pinkish purple, kind of glowy, fluorescent. So yeah, I got the purple. Should be pretty good. Knock stuff over. This isn't a very professional review if you can't tell. Then we got some black. I'll probably need that, or I'll need some more of a gray to dry brush over. We'll see. And finally, most important thing, I got one of these, I guess they're called ionospheres, electromagnetic wave generator things. Anyways, the main point is that Final Destination has that like black sphere under it, and it's like black and it radiates light, which doesn't really work in real life. It doesn't make much sense. So I figured instead I might be able to take one of these and use that as kind of a base to rest it all on, and also have the support columns, and then it would look cool. It would look all lit up and you can display your guys on there. I guess the first part is just going to be rough sketches, so let's get to that. Alright, so I've just been doing some rough sketches based on it, and from it I've gained these two pieces, which, when complete, should fit together. Don't have enough space, like that. And then there'll be a piece in the middle, and then I'll just duplicate them and put them on the outside. Not really any exact measurements on this, just kind of eyeballing it. It's pretty big though. It's going to be about 32 long if I get it done right. Alright, and it's probably not going to show up too well, but I've traced a line along the foam board. Come on, focus. There we go. Traced a line along the foam board. This is going to be the centerpiece, and then hopefully I should have enough of a remainder left over from the black to finish it. We'll see though. Okay, so I haven't been able to find anything to use for the chain link part right here. I had some plastic sheeting at one point that would work, but I'm very far away from a Hobby Lobby at the moment. So I've just been taking these plastic sheets right here and just been cutting it into little strips like this. I'm just gonna super glue them together. You can see it's got clamped down right now so it can dry. I'm just gonna make a grid going like that, and then I'll just cut it into pieces and glue it in place. And that's the plan, at least. Let's see how this turns out once it's dry. Well, this isn't gonna work out, because upon getting through the first one, I realized that about 15 minutes had gone by, and that does not look very good. Yeah, that's not working too well. So I'm gonna have to try something else. Okay, getting away from the grid for a little while, I decided to work on the circle that kind of sits in the middle of the Final Destination stage. So I just pretty much took a large bowl, traced out a circle, and it should be big enough to fit under there and fill the correct space, at least as close as possible. Mine isn't going to be a perfect, what is it called, like a hexagon, like it is in the games. It's just kind of a rough Final Destination, you know? So hopefully this will work. I'll have it cut out real quick and we'll see how it looks. Alright, so I don't use this foam a whole lot, but first impressions are I do not like it. It is just flaking all over the place, getting all over the place. The rest might just go in the trash because this stuff really is crap. Okay, so these all got cut out, and instead of it being 2 parts, I had to end up doing it into 3 because I kind of ran out of the black foam. But we got most of it cut out, looking pretty good. Except for these ones. These ones I completely ran out of room, and they had to be done in 2 halves. So I guess there was actually about 4 parts in total. Once I get it all coated and put together, though, it shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so I went to the store and I ended up getting this, which is just some hardware cloth. I got it at Home Depot. I think it's about 10 bucks or so. But it's got the little grid and it's pretty small, so I won't have to worry about people's feet slipping through it or anything when they're on the display. And it should be more than enough. Also went to Big Lots and I got this. This is going to be the circle that sits at the bottom of Final Destination. I needed something with the rough shape, and this will work. I might end up putting the cover at the bottom, or I might just leave it like this and paint it. I'm not sure yet if I want to get rid of the squares or not. Like I said, this isn't going to be a completely accurate rendition of Final Destination, so we'll see how it goes. I got batteries for this thing finally, and that looks like it'll work out pretty well. These things are always fun. It should be big enough to fit at the bottom of the Final Destination. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so I've traced out the little rotating columns that go under it, and there's 8 of these little floating ones at the very bottom, with 8 of these larger, more pillar type things up here. The orb will fit in between there, so what I'm thinking is that maybe I can have them attached to the bottom right here, like where they jut out at the bottom there. And then the orb will fit in the center. That's the plan anyways. Okay, so I've decided to make a bottom to this, so I've traced it out on the paper here. And now I gotta cut it out, which could take a little while. Okay, so that's been cut out, and now I'm just gonna have to probably super glue that down or attach it in some way. But came out pretty flush with the edge there. I don't think we'll really have any problems with that. And we'll get the foam things attached. Okay, so I got this part kind of roughly eyeballed and figured out, and I've got it traced down. Now I just have to cut out about 8 of the things, which could take a while. So I got the first one cut out. Well, actually, this is the second one. This is the first one, which turned out really rough around the edges. This one might get thrown in the trash, or I might be able to sand it down. Maybe I could give it kind of a decayed look, like kind of rustic stone, something chewed up around the edges. We'll see. Maybe we'll do a more rundown Final Destination. Might be easier that way. So I originally had 8 on there, but it looks way too clustered, so I think I'm just gonna do 6 instead. It should look alright. I've just realized that most of these shots are gonna be on the ground because I've actually ran out of room on my desk to put things. But basically I've laid these down. I've traced them out into this pattern right here. And that's going to be, oh focus, that's going to be the area that I will put this in, the chain link. I'll have to cut it a bit wider than this, but this is just the basic rough section so that I can know where to put it, you know? The rest I'm going to leave a little hanging over so that it'll actually stab into the middle of the foam and keep it in place. Okay, finally got this thing put together, which took forever. And cut on my fingers quite a bit on this thing. What I eventually did, well, what I did the first time was just cut it to the exact shape and try gluing it to the inside like that by stabbing it into it. But that didn't work too well, and it was very time consuming, so I eventually just decided to cut these completely in half and then sandwich it in there. That way I could do a more rough shape and I didn't have to worry about jacking up my hands on it. Okay, so I took some of this foam, cut it up into strips, and painted it the pink the Final Destination is. It's actually much brighter, it just shows up kind of dark on camera. But, got one side of it done, all glued down, that way it's raised up. I'll probably need to go over it with another coat of pink, and then I'm going to need to paint these still. But, making progress. Okay, both sides of this are now done. And I got the trim around the outside. Still kind of flimsy, but we're going to attach this to the bottom once it's all painted up, and then it won't be so flimsy. Okay, I've touched this part up a bit. Decided to keep some of it kind of that inconsistent white, kind of give it a little bit of a glowing effect. Now, this part is kind of a gray, but it's got a little bit of pink in it in the pictures, like a pink or a red, from what I can see. And this is kind of a much lighter black, more of a gray, so I'm just going to highlight it with some dark gray, and then this I'll go over. I'm not sure what I'm going to go over with it yet. I'll get whatever I can find to make it the most consistent with the pictures. Okay, got this all painted up now with the like lighter gray in the middle and the dark gray on the outsides. I might actually darken this later on because it's turning out a little brighter than I wanted. So now I'm working on the pillars underneath, and in the pictures and in the game it looks like it's black, but then it has this kind of pearlescent blue when the light is shining on it. So the idea is to do some gloss black and then some of this transparent blue paint over top of it. We'll see how that goes. I think it'll turn out fairly similar to that, though. First one is painted, and it shows up kind of well. The translucent blue really went into the recesses on this part, so it really shows up on the side, which is fine. But you can kind of see the light, like right here, when it reflects. It's pretty blue. Worked out pretty well, I think. And yeah, we're gonna have to rinse and repeat for 5 more. Cool. So the stage has these orange highlights around the side whenever the thing twists, and there's not really any way to replicate the ghosting or like onion skin effect that it has. So I've just highlighted the corners with orange. I might go over this one again, but the idea is to have all the corners lit up. I've decided to go for this kind of craggly, rocky look for it, kind of like it's a more decrepit version of Final Destination. I don't know. Battle damage or something. Okay, these parts are all painted up. It's all painted. Now we're gonna move on to gluing these on. This part is assembled, a lot lighter than I thought it would be, but now I just have to glue it to the bottom of that. After I paint it again, I need to add another layer or 2 of paint to this. Okay, so now the bottom part is all assembled. And I guess I still need to make the smaller pieces that float around it, but I kind of like how it looks right now, honestly. I might just leave it like that. We'll see. Crap, I forgot the little white triangles. Yeah, I'll put them on later. Okay, triangles have been attached now. Looking good. Alright, and here it is, 100% complete. I like how the little triangles turned out. I like how this is raised up. Very happy that this is a functional little piece. And I'm very content with it overall. Definitely one of the more intricate displays I've made. There's one more that I've made before this that I might be a little more intricate, but turned out pretty well. Very happy with it. Alright, so the stage has been made now, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I decided to go for the Smash Bros. Melee look, mainly because Smash 1 is just kind of a disc. It's pretty boring to look at. I'd like to do that one actually. Smash Bros. Brawl is very, very intricate, and I'm not very good with intricate. And Smash 4 is also pretty intricate, but it wouldn't be too hard to make all the little crystals to go underneath, I suppose. I just need like a hot foam cutter. But yeah, I went with Melee, and the little light turns on and works and whatnot, and now it sits above my computer. Until the day that I stand up too fast and hit my head on it, and it all goes falling down. Thousands of dollars worth of action figures. Hours upon hours of effort, and countless dreams shattered in the blink of an eye because I have a big forehead. Pretty happy with how it turned out. Next episode I think is going to be Lucas, maybe? We'll see whichever one goes up first. Like I said, I do want to make this weekly, and honestly, it probably is something that is possible. I just don't feel like it, which is a bad thing when I do actually want this channel to grow, and I do actually want to do this more often, because I do get fun out of it. It is something that I am satisfied with, and I would love to possibly turn into a job one day. Yeah, that'll be it. So, thank you for watching. As always, I'm going to go away, but, how do I end this? I love you. Happy holidays. 2 thumbs way up. Have fun, guys. Be safe. Happy Hanukkah. Kwanzaa.
私は死なんぞ